it's the dumbest bill in America, and it is House Bill 180 in the state of Maryland, which requires people who put eyelashes on others to be licensed. That's right. You have to be licensed, and you have to go through training to put eyelashes on other people. You know, these fake eyelashes, these extension eyelashes and so forth. Look, I got to tell you something. Why is it that you have to have a license for everything? Get this. You won't believe this. In the state of Maryland, you already need to have a license if you use a hair dryer to blow someone's hair dry in a salon. So now I'm guessing you don't need a license if you do it to your own hair, but as soon as you go to a salon and there's somebody with a dangerous hair dryer, they have to go through training, and then they blow your hair and they have to pay a license fee and they get licensed by the state. Nonsense. But now there's licensing of eyelash extensions. So get this. You know what the requirement is? It is 60 hours of classroom in cosmetology school. 60 hours. You got to pay for the cosmetology school, take 60 hours, take a test, and of course, be trained on how to put these eyelashes on. Why can't you just go knock on a door of an actual salon and say, hey, my name is so-and-so. I want to have a job. And they're like, you know what we need? We need someone to put on eyelash extensions. Here, let me show you how to do it. I'm pretty sure they could show you how to do it in about, 1 hour, maybe 1 hour. And then just leave the state out of the licensing regime of having to pay the state to work. This is the problem in the United States of America, especially in blue cities and blue states. They're making you pay to work. It's called license to work. You need a license to do everything. So let me tell you, these are the other things you have to actually get a license to do in the state of Maryland as it relates to cosmetology. Listen to this. Dyeing eyelashes. I guess if you want your eyelashes dyed, that requires, like a different color. That actually requires a license in Maryland. If you want to dye their eyebrows, that requires a license in Maryland and training. If you want to, as I said before, blow dry their hair, that requires a license in the state of Maryland. If you want to clean their eye area as part of the eyelash extensions, and you're just a person that's doing that, you need to be licensed. I mean, this is, here we go. Shampooing hair. Shampooing hair. Hi there, miss. I'm a licensed, not just anyone. I'm a licensed shampoo hair person. And by the way, I want to say this to all the people out there in cosmetology. I'm perfectly happy to go when I get my hair cut, like a barber and so forth. But I'm pretty sure, and I respect the fact that these people do this hard work. That's why I'm doing the dumbest bill in America, because this is so stupid that you're required to be licensed to do these tasks. The idea that someone puts some shampoo on your head and, of course, massages your head with the shampoo and then rinses it, needs to be licensed, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And now it's eyelash extensions. But get this, curling hair requires, if you curl someone's hair in Maryland, you need to be licensed. Dressing the hair. How do you dress hair? What does that mean? Dressing. Is that like,
just styling maybe?
Styling hair? Okay. When you style hair, you need to have a license. And of course, singeing hair. Who wants to burn their hair? But that requires a license. Performing any other similar procedure intended to beautify, clean, or arrange the hair requires a license, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, cutting the hair requires a license. Coloring the hair requires a license. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the state of Maryland. It's all about raising money. It's all about taxation. It's all about control. I'm sorry, sir, you violated our code 16289 for eyelash extensions because you, sir, do not have a license. And as a result, we're going to fine you $1,000 because you don't have an eyelash extension license. And you're like, kiss my ass. I'm sorry. I got to say that it's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And Delegate Ken Kerr from the state of Maryland put this bill in. Ken Kerr, I don't see any other actual people who put their name on this bill, probably for good reason. But the state of Maryland is in dire straits with money because they don't know how to stop spending. So this is why they license people. Of course, they virtue signal, we're licensing people because someone could get hurt in the process. If someone put eyelash extensions on and they didn't know what they were doing, well, guess what? That's what the lawsuits are for. You can just sue them, right? But the other thing is this is not hard. This is kind of common sense. Ultimately, licensing people to work in Maryland is always about raising money. And I can assure you that they intend to raise the fee at some later date. Listen to this. If this bill passes, the state of Maryland will collect an additional $25,000 in fees from people who have to take the tests and so forth, and then apply for a license. So Maryland would then issue the license to that individual, and totally in the state, they're expecting an additional $25K in fees for these licenses. It's absolutely ridiculous that you have to license to work in any state with respect to tasks such as these, as I said, even for shampooers, people that shampoo, people that blow dry your hair. And now the latest extension of this regime, excuse the pun, is providing licenses to people and requiring licenses for anyone who wants to put on an eyelash extension. And that is House Bill 180, requiring licensing for people who put on eyelash extensions by Delegate Ken Kerr in the state of Maryland. And that's it for the dumbest bill in America.